Hey, you guys, it's your girl Tina Wolf, bookwithtina.com. Today's topic, let me read it here. You're angry, but you don't want to leave. Mm. Now, this is a very interesting topic because I personally have been through this situation and I've also tried to prevent from getting into that situation again. Now, if you're wondering what I mean when I say you're angry but you don't want to leave, on this particular topic, I am talking about personal relationships, but specifically romantic relationships. And the reason why I've selected romantic relationships because most of us get involved with people and we want them to be who we want them to be. And we give them ultimatums and we try to get them to prove who they are when they have hurt us emotionally, mentally, and maybe even spiritually, right? And we're angry with them, but we don't want to leave. We want them to fix their self. We want them to fix their problem, right? How is one supposed to fix the problem? So let me grab a couple of my cards. All right. And for those of you who have never seen me do my intuitive reading before, it's quite all right. Let me do my disclaimer, okay? This is for entertainment purposes only. During the reading, I may understand, you may not. You may understand, I may not. We both may understand during the reading, or we both may not understand during the reading. I'm going to ask that you respect my perspective, and I will also respect your perspective as well. If the information that you're receiving is different from the information I'm providing, it's quite all right. Please share the message because it may be from me or someone else. Please do not use these readings as a form of therapy or advice. You've been blessed with the gift of discernment, so take the information you need and throw the rest away. All right, so we're going to start off with the Romance Angels deck. We're just going to go with the flow. Ooh, I love my little book, but we're going to just go with the flow. So first of all, if you're the person that's angry, let me just do it like this. If you're the person that's angry, this is who you are. Let's do that one card right there. Ooh-wee. Now, if you're the person that's angry, this is why you're angry, right? This is why you're angry, and this is how you got to the place of being angry. And before I even get deep down into it, the reason why you're in the place of being angry in the first place is because you did not respect yourself. And I'm going to say that loud and proud. You did not respect yourself. You did not choose yourself. You did not choose loyalty to yourself first. You chose loyalty to the other person, right? Whenever changes need to be made, they need to be made within first. So it says if you're angry, this is why you're angry. Past life relationships. You're mad because whatever has happened with you guys in the past was never really rectified, and you keep getting back together and thinking that everything is just going to magically work itself out. And this is how you got there in the first place. You started off, hey, let's be together, let's be by ourselves, let's have the good times. And then you started thinking to yourself, and this is where the red flag came in, and the card is coming in upside down. Please pay close attention. This is where the red flag came in very quickly, because while y'all were together and spending this time together, you're like, oh my God, this could be the one. And you've already created this fantasy in your mind that says this person is the one, but you haven't even taken time to really get to know them. You're just enjoying being around them, just you and them, right? And then it led to you guys flirting. Oh, a little flirty flirt, right? And then here is what just knocked it out the park, right? It's you were and when you were going through this process, you should have let your friends help you, right? And you should have let your friends help you. Look at this. Pay attention to the red flags. And while you were going through this process, right, which should have been the getting to know you process, you just automatically said, I like this person. This person is the one. And oh my God, we're flirting and the chemistry is so amazing, right? Meanwhile, your friends are like, geez, you're not even paying attention to the red flags. You're saying this is the one, but you haven't taken the time to get to know them. All right, so let's go back into here. Okay, Tina, thank you for bringing that to my attention, that I'm not taking time to get to know people. Okay, well, if you took the time to get to know people, you wouldn't have yourself in this angry situation and trying to convince somebody to be who they are and falling in love with their potential, right? Because we all fall in love with potential. I've done it too, right? So how do you get yourself out of this unrequited love situation, right? What is unrequited love? Unrequited love is when one person is loving the other person more. That's how this is. One person is loving the other person more. That's just what it is, right? How do you get out of this situation? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, 8 cards. I guess this is gonna be story time. Story time, right? For one, it says stop acting like children, right? One thing about children, and you can actually learn from them, is because in the first process you didn't take time to get to know about each other. But what is one thing that a child does intuitively? What is it that a child does? They know immediately off the rip if they like somebody or not. They know if they want to give somebody an opportunity or not, right? Mhm. And so maybe if you took in the innocence of the children and stop acting childish by trying to get your way, because that's another thing that children do is they have temper tantrums when they don't get their way, right? And if you're the person that's like, I want to get my way, this person has hurt my feelings, and I just want them to be who I want them to be, and I want them to be the right way. And if this is what you're getting, right? If this is what you're getting, you're having that temper tantrum. Don't be childish in that arena because the temper tantrum is not going to get you that person. Matter of fact, it's going to push that person further away. But if you utilize the innocence of the children, recognizing this person is for me and this person is not for me, this is how you're going to get out of this situation, right? Not with temper tantrums. The next one, right? Card is coming in upside down. Pay close attention. You have to make the effort to get out of the situation. If you keep making excuses for the person's behavior and you keep enabling their behavior, then you will find yourself making a cycle continuously over and over again. And you're going to continue to be angry because it's like, I want closure. I want this. I want that. But you're not going to get closure. You're not going to get this and you're not going to get that from the other person. So you have to figure out how to do that on your own and to be at peace on your own with that person. You got to figure that out. Let's go to the next card, right? Coming upside down. Love yourself, right? This is another way that you're going to get out of this situation. I know all about this love yourself thing because originally I didn't know how to love myself. I didn't know how to appreciate myself. I didn't know value. I didn't know worth. I started off by looking up words, looking up the definitions, falling in love with words like rejection and accepting them, words like standards, words like what is an expectation, why do I have them, right? Let me do something for myself and not do it for myself to appease or seek approval from the other person. No, I'm doing this because this is something that genuinely makes me happy. You know what happens when you make yourself happy? It makes other people happy that you are making yourself happy so that they don't have the pressure of making you happy. They can just add to your happiness. So love yourself, my darlings, right? What's the next way to get out of this? Ooh, get married to your damn self. Commit to yourself and commit to yourself at such level that you will pay attention going forward by taking time, observing, getting to know the person. This is what you need to do. Take time, get to know the person. Don't just automatically jump and fall in love because you guys spent one-on-one time together and it's great. And then you create this fantasy in your head that this is how it's going to be. It's not what we're doing. We're going to start committing to ourselves, right? Next thing, free yourself, right? Free yourself by creating boundaries that are for you to keep in place for yourself, not the other people. Free yourself by giving yourself the opportunity to get to know you. Do the things that you love to do. Free yourself by being around people who accept you exactly for who you are. And also surround yourself with people that are like, you know what? Can I share something with you about you? And be open-minded. Because if you don't want to repeat the same experiences that you've been having before, realize that you are the common denominator and you have to do something to change that. If you don't do anything to change that, you're going to keep having these same cycles of unpleasant experiences over and over again. A lot of times people don't want to take responsibility And they will sit up and say, it ain't me, it's the other person. And the other person did this to me. And the other person did that to me, right? It's not necessary that the other person did it. And again, remember, if you never watched me before, I'm never going to talk about by force. I'm talking about by choice, right? Sometimes people do things to you because you allow them to do it, and you're not paying attention to your intuition. You're not paying attention to your inside security alarm, right? You're not paying attention to it, and you just don't want to because you want people to be who you want them to be. Can't do that, right? So you have to free yourself by taking responsibility and creating solutions so that you will not end up in this cycle of unpleasant experiences all over again, because you, my loves, are the common denominator. Okay. All three of these cards are sitting together on top of each other. So we're just going to look at them. If you want to get yourself out of this situation, you have to stay optimistic. You have to get to know people, right? And the card coming in upside down, pay close attention. Be playful. You want to have a light, peaceful, happy, joy energy when you are around certain people as you're getting to know them. If there are any disagreements, you want to make sure that you are able to communicate with these people, that you're able to provide them with a safe space that says, let's come to an agreement, right? Now, if this is not possible, doesn't mean you have to X that person out of the way right away. Sometimes, yes, absolutely, it means you have to get rid of them. But sometimes it means let's create space. And then once the emotions are not heightened and people can calm down, then maybe we can come back, we can congregate, we can talk and create other solutions, right? So if you're that person that is still angry and you are in the presence of the person that you're still angry with, how do you remove that anger? You're going to have to communicate. You're going to have to talk. You're going to have to compromise. Compromise does not mean sacrificing your happiness. Compromise does also not mean that that person has to do whatever it is you want them to do. Let's say it that way. In order for them to stay in your life, right? Give them a choice. When you give people choices, that's better. But when you give people an ultimatum, it's my way or the highway, be prepared to stick to that. And if they take that highway, don't be trying to come back later and fix it. Because if you do, and you tell them it's my way or the highway, and you try to go back and say, okay, let me alter it. It don't exactly have to be my way. You've already lost respect from that person. They're not going to keep your boundaries in place, right? They're already feeling like you don't care about them. And that person may try to retaliate against you. You know what? Let me go back. And then I'm going to give them some of what they gave me. And if you feel like you want to give somebody some of what they gave you, guess what? It is going to circle back around. It may not be in the form of a romantic relationship, but what it may be in the form of is a friendship, a very close friend or family member or a new coworker, right? Because what we send out, we get back, right? And I have to remind myself of that too, because sometimes I will have some mean, nasty thoughts going in this brain, just like all of us do it sometimes. But then I have to bring it back in and say, let me take responsibility. What could I have done different? Right? It's your girl, Tina Wolf, bookwithtina.com. If you guys need one-on-one intuitive coaching, I got you. If you want a one-on-one intuitive reading session, I got you. Okay. So make sure you go to my website, bookwithtina.com. And if you want a reading, go ahead and book it. I also provide readings or intimacy coaching, as it's being called, right, for couples as well. Now, in this coaching, it's not my job. I'm just telling you, it's not my job to help you to build a case against each other. That's how one of my clients said, when I come to you, I don't feel like I'm building a case against my spouse. No, that's not my job. My job is to help you to know who you are as an individual, know who they are as an individual, and who you are together, and the potential of who you could be together, right? Heart emojis. Okay. So you can book a discovery call with me. It takes about 15, 20 minutes, and then we'll get into the pricing and everything else and customize what you need. I love you guys. Be awesome. Be amazing. I hope today's story time / intuitive reading gave you some food for thought. Make sure that you compliment at least 10 people a day, because you never know whose life you can change. You never know whose vibration you can raise up. And you never know what door of opportunity you can open up by simply paying a compliment. Be great, be wonderful, be mindful, choose yourself, and please love on yourself. And if you don't know how, I'm here to help you. I love you guys. Mwah!